What was the turning point in your life that made you give up those associations?
A conscious choice of my own. I was in a lot of pain because my daughter and my son was without me. I was locked up for a long time, and so I said, for them, I'm gonna do something for them. And I started changing. Through change, I started educating myself right away. I got in. Me and Tori both was in the college program in Walton prior to cutting out the Pell Grant and the college program. But through education is what really changed me. I graduated from Cardinal Stritch University with my degree in business management, and my son said, wow, I'm going to change my life, Dad. I'm going to, this senior year, I'm going to go out and get good grades, I'm going to get a scholarship. He did that, and now he's at a university and doing well in football because I changed for him. So.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's clap on that.
I always got more than one thing. It's because people, like they say, they always ask you that, and you ain't gonna never be able to say, I ain't gonna never be able to tell it all. But it's like, for one, after when you gang banging and you stuck in that trap, you be on the block like, damn, the vice lord's gonna come around and we got to kill these dudes tonight. And then you be like, man, I'm tired of this shit. I'm gonna go down there and tell them we finna chill out. But then misery loves company, so just cause you want to chill, everybody else don't want to chill. You know what I'm saying? So what happened is, I guess, when I went to the penitentiary, a lot of people, like I said, they come from Milwaukee, from Chicago. We went to Chicago because we thought we was tough. We said we knew we was tough then. So we went to Chicago and got some of the Chicago people that thought they was tough. And I ended up in Cook County Jail. And when I was in Cook County Jail, it was like a nightmare. I said, what the hell is this? Because the police was gang bangers, and they let the bangers bang, and the bangers was running the jail. I said, you ain't even safe in here. You know what I'm saying? So then, because the police come in there and beat you up. So I was starting to change from there. And then, like, I went to Joliet, and in Joliet, there was a sign on the church that said, let time serve you. And I kept looking at that sign, and I asked dude, I said, what that sign mean? He said, I don't know. So then I kind of figured out that it was saying, just don't serve time, let time serve you. And then I learned that once they try to teach me the laws in Illinois, because one, they make you get in line, because I was BOS, but they made me GD when I got over there. So when you had to get in line, you can't talk at a certain time. And I was like, what type of shit is this? I talk when I get ready to talk, but I was outnumbered. So they was like, you talk in line again, we gonna kill you. And I was like, hey, y'all gonna kill me? So I went to the chiefs, to the chiefs. They called me Milwaukee, me and my guy, they called him Rappy. I went down there, I said, hey brother, I joined gang banging for gang banging, not to follow no rules. Now I talk, I like to talk all night. We already in the bar, so I got to talk. But then I learned something in the meeting that said you could plug in and plug out. I said, I'm plugging out. You know what I'm saying? And I'm accepting all consequences. My brother got a couple of dollars. He said, y'all, whatever. But I got to get out of this because I can't go by this. You know what I'm saying? So what they did was they put me off account. And what kept me going was a lot of them GDs from Chicago and the black disciples was saying, man, you did something that everybody wished they could do, and you still alive. So it's something about you that they ain't kill you, because if we let everybody do this, we wouldn't have no organization. So they was like, it's something about you. But then when I came back from Stateville, they picked me up from Stateville, and I never got out. I went from county jail to Walton. And Walton, it was too damn confusing, because they was trying to be like Illinois, but Wisconsin ain't got no structure like Illinois. So they was sliding me literature that didn't really mean nothing, because it wasn't, all the words wasn't there, because they didn't know I just left headquarters, and it was backwards. Then they got to talking about they was gonna kill the police at Labor Day, and I said, kill the police? I got 10 years. I'm not gonna stay here for the rest of my life. So then I knew I had to be by myself. So I told them that I got to ride by myself, because I'm not putting no money in no poor box. I'm not going to no meeting talking about he ain't no gangster and we killing him. I'm getting out of this penitentiary. And then also I watched the movie. I like watching movies. And it was called, what do they call it? Deuce Bobby Brown, South Central. The little boy was struggling, was trying to be like his daddy. The gang got him shot in his back. And I thought about Tory. And Tory is a struggling young man now. And I said, man, they out there telling Tory, you just like your daddy. And he want to act like me too. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Tory the one that made it all the way to UWM, won the star basketball and hit some good lady in the mouth. Yeah, that's my son. And got kicked off the team. But now he playing overseas. So I'm proud that when I changed my life, I came out, because Tory would have been a target. Because they would have been like, we ain't got to find Tojo, there go his son. So I had to change for them. When I went to the AA meetings, they said, find a higher power. I found my kids. I said, okay, I'm gonna do it for my kids. So actually, my kids never seen me on drugs, never seen me gangbanging. They seen me in jail. So I went back out and I still did the same thing, like sold dope. Then I went back in. Then Tory came to visit me without his mama. I said, damn, you was in her stomach. You know, you wasn't even around, then you was in her stomach. I was in jail. Now you could come visit me without her. So I told him again, I'll never come back to jail. And it's been like 6 years and I never went back. So that's what got me out of it.
All right.
For myself, I got tired. I got tired of fighting. I got tired of looking over my shoulder. I got tired of money. I just got tired of everything. I got tired of being hurt. I got tired of not having anything. I got tired of not having any ambitions, any goals. I looked around, I looked at myself, and honestly, I got tired of being looked at as if I got tired of being looked at as a gangbanger. And it discouraged me and my focus on what I really wanted to do. I myself also had a son, and when I was gangbanging, I did not have him around me for years because I didn't want him in that type of environment. But in the end, it was pretty much because being wanted. I mean, like I said earlier, when I was, the more advanced in the gang I was getting, I was truly digging myself in a hole in real life. And it got to a point because I was not the type who was inferior to 3, 4, 5 guys coming up to me wanting to fight me. I'd be by myself. I wouldn't run the other way, I would run towards them. And I just got tired of fighting. I got tired of, I got bullet holes, knife wounds, you know, and all that stuff. I mean, I thought about my son when I would look at him, you know, at 5 years old, and I said, man, this, you know, I don't want to be this way when he's older, you know, so like that, he can look at a better example. And for the past, from the age of 11 to 17 years old, he lived with me, and he was taught a lot of things about my past life. And he learned from them. He's very smart, you know, he learned from them, and rather than to indulging the things that I've indulged in. So.
Okay.
I want to answer to that. Like about 18 months ago, I had a chance to be on Gangland, and they came and did a documentary on me, and it was they did a very good piece on me. And but when it came out, the two person I was most concerned about was my daughter and my son. You know, I was calling them nervous about how they see me. They were like, Dad, we say it, we cool, relax. You know, like, but you know what they thought about me meant everything. Right. You know, so it's just, you know, and you can see that all of our answers pretty much the same. Our children changed. So.
Okay, here's another question. Now, how much time we have?
Just one more question and then.
Okay, that's all right. I tell you what, let's do this one then. If that's the case, let's see. How about this one then? How do you turn violent, criminal, and disconnected youth into allies? Or answer one or two, either one. How do you turn violent, criminal, disconnected youth into allies? Or what valuable lessons did you take from these experiences that would allow you to help youth? They kind of go together, similar.
It's a lot of ways you can help young people, especially depending on what position they're in. Last night, a young man came to me last night and said, Stan, I got a case pending, I need some help. I said, do you got a job? Are you in school? Have you got letters prepared? Are you know, what process are you in? And I sat out with him and I started going over a lot of that. And I told him, I said, You know, you have to basically get a job, get in school, and otherwise you'll be viewed as a risk to the community. And that is the number one reason they send people to prison. The first reason they send you to prison, I still find you a risk to the community, I send you to whatever. So, you know, I explained to them, you have to present yourself as a responsible person and not a risk to the community to stay out here. And that little bit of information right there is invaluable because a lot of young people still going to court, hair be braided, pants be sagging, and they don't know how to prepare for court and don't know how to be respectful when times they need to be respectful. And sometimes it just take a 5 to 10 minute conversation to educate them on how they can be responsible, how they can present themselves well, how they can, you know, look out, do the best for their family. So those are things, sometimes it's just a basic conversation, and because of who we are, a lot of young people have trust in us because we are survivors. You know, in Milwaukee is the most, if you type in the worst place for African American male in America, it says Milwaukee. So I look at a lot of these young men as survivors. I try to help them, and sometimes they go through some hostile changes, and they do reach out. And this person like me, Tori, those are we are the people that the young people do reach out to. I heard a statement yesterday, we don't need outreach. Yeah, we do need outreach because sometimes the DA send the police to my house at 2 o'clock in the morning looking for a gang member. You know, I got to get up at 2 o'clock in the morning to go find a gang member so their case don't fall apart. But you know, outreach is important to, especially for guys that want to get out of gangs. When I originally got out of prison, outreach was the first position I got into, and I was actually pulling guys out of gangs. We was going to gang leaders, asking for a pass for this person. If we get him a pass, and they tell him he can't come back to the gangs, he's gonna get a violation, and he better be in church. And you know, I mean this. You know, I'm a GD, and I was working with Latin Kings. I'm an ex-GD working with Latin Kings, let me say. And I had a pleasure working with Carlos Hernandez. I don't know how many of you guys remember Carlos Hernandez. He got shot right outside of SDC by some rival gang members, and he was an outreach worker. But outreach workers put their lives on the line. Bottom line. I spent times out on the road in the car with guys with guns. I had to work with the police chief and a lawyer and a guy that's wanted for double murder to help turn this guy in. We put our lives, especially in times we don't even get paid. These are times, these off hours, and we put our lives on the line. I had to pick up a young man wanted for murder, pick up James Saran, his lawyer, then turn him into district attorney. These are outreach. These are roles that outreach people play to get young people out of gangs. And a lot of times those are really crucial opportunities to really do something for a person that is causing harm to the community, get him off the street if you need to get off the street, or if you need intervention, or if you need prevention. We are outreach workers that try to provide that.
Okay.